In this short film, I'd like to present the Kenyan Nobel Peace Prize laureate, Wangari Maathai, whose simple act of planting trees grew into a nationwide movement to safeguard the environment, protect human rights, and defend democracy. Maathai's accomplishment is a story whose time has come.
Well, the problem is that there are so many of us and the resources are so few that we begin to compete over them, and as a result we fight over them and create wars and conflicts. And so we learn to appreciate that if we can take care of them, if we can manage them better, if we can learn to share them in a more fair and just ways, we can preempt the causes of conflicts and live more in peace with each other.
The Greenbelt movement helps people understand the connection between environmental degradation and a multitude of other issues: soil erosion, drought, hunger, poverty. Its projects empower women, providing them with income, raising their status, and advancing their skills as leaders and organizers.
We start with the seed correction. When they germinate, like now these ones are already germinated, so we transfer the seedlings to the polythene tubes, whereby they grow in big sizes until it comes to a time when we'll be transporting. But every day there is a lot of work to be done in the nursery.
Digging a hole and planting a tree was costing 1 shilling. So we dug 200,000 holes.
How is it
to plant 200,000 seedlings. Huh?
When we started planting trees, we realized it's a problem because you want to plant in a public land. That's how advocacy came to be a program in Greenbelt movement, and civic and environmental education, because you have to make sure people they are aware about their rights.
At least women are empowered that they can do something in a society. By coming together, we have managed it, because long time women could not talk. But these days we know you are right, that it is your right to do the right thing at the right place. You don't have to borrow permission.
That education is part of self-empowerment, so that we are eventually driven to take action for the environment, not just for the sake of the environment, but also for our own survival.
She speaks to women everywhere, and that's very important for women and for children to know that there's a Wangari out there who can do it and can accomplish her vision.
She's very strong on like telling the government, don't cut the trees, watch this land belong to the public, don't do this, don't do this. She's good at that.
The Greenbelt movement is an environmental organization with a focus on community mobilization and empowerment for the improvement of livelihood in rural areas. It has planted over 40 million trees in Kenya.
He's a primary school where initially Professor Maathai was schooling.
Professor Maathai is my aunt, and I'm named after her. This is her home, and also this is my grandmother's home, and also my mom's home.
This property was donated by the Austrian government. It helps to support the work of Greenbelt movement.
I love her because she's down to earth. She's able to talk to anyone. You know, she doesn't put herself in a higher level.
I think Wangari is one of the most compelling,
honest,
courageous,
so committed with her work,
a genuine,
superhuman,
inspiring figures that I have ever met.
This little home of ours is so beautiful, and it has this capacity to sustain life as we know it. And we may be the only species that really can appreciate that, and that is extraordinary, that we can appreciate that we are part of this ecosystem, we are part of this little planet, we are part of a huge cosmos. But this little place of ours is so precious, and the more we understand it, the more we understand how rare it is, the more we ought to be moved into action to do everything to make sure that life as we know it will continue on this little planet.